everyone, and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom, or Kay from Millennial Mom, and today we're going to talk about 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way, Season 4, Episode 11, The Tongue Has No Bone, but It Cuts Deep. So I thought that title was very interesting. I was like, who are they talking about this week? Because really it could be anyone, but yeah, I got it. I got exactly who they're talking about, and the tongue did cut deep this episode. I hope everyone is doing well. Thank you for joining me. Thank you to everyone on the replay. Thank you for everybody here who's here in the comments. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well, share with your friends, your family, and also leave your comments in the chat so I know how you feel about the episode if you're joining on the replay, and also if you're joining live, so we can go back and forth to see like who caught most tea and who thought something that you thought was up and what wasn't up and all that in particular. Now, also, it looks like this 90-day franchise, The Other Way, is going to be wrapping up hopefully in the next 2 weeks, and in my opinion, technically, it already should have wrapped up because we're not getting anything different from these couples are really going around the hamster wheel is what we've been seeing, in my opinion. If I'm wrong, humble me down. But they did show a sneak peek of that tell-all, and let me tell you something. I am here for this tell-all. This tell-all seems like it's going to bring a lot of drama, something we haven't necessarily seen during the course of this season. So I guess they're saving truly the best for last. So right now, let's see who's in the chat with me that's written their names down. That is Sharon. Hello, Sharon. How are you this evening? And Miss Tamika, hello there. Hello. Now, I'll drop the link in just a moment. And then let me just do a quick little wrap up of the show of last night. So would you say, Tamika? Oh, you didn't see. Oh, I saw the sneak peek. I'm going to talk about it at the end of the show, so give you all a little bit of what happened. So just in case you're watching this show on streaming service versus regular cable TV or satellite, they definitely showed the sneak peek 2 times, and I was here for it both times. All right, so before we get into the show, the couples, I think this is the first time of any season that we've seen 3 partners go back home for varying reasons. So we got 3 partners going back home, but one coming back because who forgot her visa wasn't extended 10 years, was trying to get around that 30 days. But she's back now and go from there. So this episode featured everyone except for Nicole and Mahmoud. They actually gave us a break from seeing Nicole giving us all anxiety, right? Because that's all that couple seems to do is give each other anxiety and us, the viewer. So anyways, we had Chris and Jamie. We had Gabe and Isabel. We had Debbie and Ossama. We had Jen and Rishi. And we had Danielle and Johan. And for me, Danielle and Johan, listen, their ship has sailed. Whatever they had from the previous season is where they should have left them. And hopefully they don't continue on to the next season. But with that sneak peek that I'll talk about at the end, it might come down to seeing them again because the storyline is going to continue at the tell-all. So yes, it was something with that. Now, did y'all see the episode, or are you just waiting on the review? Either way, I'm happy that you're here, and I'm going to drop the link so we can talk about it at the same time. Again, I've explained how it works, but I'll explain it again. When I drop this link, you can click on it, and there's an option of showing your face on camera or not. It's fine to not show your face. It says mute camera. You can keep that mute so you don't have to show your face if you're shy or just don't want to be seen, or continue to comment in the chat, and that's fine too. So, you saw it, Tamika? Yes. Didn't it look good? It's so much better than the season. And usually it's the opposite, like the tell all is just an extension of the season. But yeah, this drama right here is everything. They just need to drop it like next week. I don't know what they're waiting for. And then Sharon, you say I didn't watch it all. I skipped Jen. I can't. That's fine. We'll talk about it anyway. So, all right, are you ready backstage? Are you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. All right, here we go. Here we go. So Tamika has decided to join us today. So hey, girl.
Hey girl, hey.
Hey, girl. Hey. How you doing?
I am good. How are you?
Doing pretty good. I'm a little tired, but I'm doing good. I am
Good.
doing good, good, good. So you watched the episode last night, right?
I watched it. So I watched it today on Hulu. No, Discovery. So that's why I didn't see the previews.
Oh, okay, okay. We'll take
Yeah.
that at the end of the show. So, all right. So Sharon says, "Hey, Tamika."
Hey Sharon.
Okay, so I have first on my list Chris and Jamie. We're just going to jump right into the drama. Now, okay, is anyone surprised that Chris has not talked to Jamie? Because Chris has done that many times before during their relationship. And Chris just act like it's no big deal, right? She's just like, oh, Jamie, what are you talking about? Listen, I sent all my money to you. Pretty much like you should be grateful. And I mean, you know what I'm doing here, back home in America, I'm just trying to provide. And Jamie's like, no, you haven't. I've been calling you. I've been texting you. I haven't even heard from you. This is the first time in over a month I've talked to you. And I'm like, now, Jamie, Chris, as much as you was struggling in Colombia, you acted like you didn't want to go home in the first place. Now you haven't talked to Jamie in more than 30 days, not even answered her text. We always knew there's something to go on with Chris, and hopefully it comes out of the tell-all. But what do you think, Tamika, and what do you think in the chat is really going on with Chris?
Kristen got home and now she probably don't want to go back.
Yeah, but
And
why?
then because just like her, I think it was her mom was saying that she the sugar mama. So she sent her all this money. Jamie, you need to get a job, because she said that, she told her she didn't have to go back to that job, but she still have to work. So
Right.
she's, over there busting her tail, working and sending all this money back because, they got that apartment that they really couldn't afford.
Mm-hmm.
And, all this expensive stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And if Jamie isn't, bringing in any money, what does she expect almost?
I don't know what she expected, because before she even left to go back home, it seemed like it was the same day, because that's how it was edited. Why was you out looking for $20,000 food trucks when you was complaining about how much this apartment costs? Like,
Exactly.
right?
Right.
So, but Sharon says, "What's up with Chris? Why is she sending money if she don't want the girl?"
I think she still want her, but she just like, now she's got a taste of home. And there's the language barrier over there. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't be in Colombia and you don't speak some Spanish. Right. You got to speak some of the language. You can't even have a food truck without speaking the language.
Right. Maybe she felt like that Jamie was gonna do the heavy lifting, with the employees and the people who live in Colombia, to help her out, because just knowing and liking to cook in another country is not going to get it, because you don't know what they're saying. You don't know what they're wanting unless they point to pictures. You're like, oh, okay. But and money too. You have to know the value of their currency as well.
Right. Exactly.
Knew anything, so. But let's see. Well, when the conversation gets heated with Chris and Jamie, why did Jamie says, she doesn't feel like you love me. I don't feel like, you want me. And I don't know. Do we think that Jamie is used to being spoiled by Chris?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. At this point, she's acting like a spoiled brat. And she wants, exactly, Sharon, she want to be a kept woman. Yeah, and she, oh, you haven't called me. I haven't seen you in a month, and like, this is Jamie's MO. This is what she do. You know that.
Right.
This is what, and she's done this before, and
Mhm.
it's like she was, crying and complaining and being, about you not calling me. And then when she said that, I think Chris was just like, you know what? Why would you even say that? And that's why she got up and walked away, because they said that every time they talk, they argue. And she was tired of arguing.
Yeah, but they did that when she was in Colombia. So if they haven't talked for over 30 days,
that's a problem.
that's a big problem, because
Yeah.
remember, uh, Jamie said she was ghosted before and started talking to somebody in Texas.
Right.
So what is Chris's excuse? When you feel like you were missing your wife, I mean, you just got married, you'd be missing her, and you changed your whole entire life for her. And you
Mm-hmm.
originally went back home for two reasons. One, for that medication that you
Right.
need so bad, which she does need. And two,
Mm-hmm.
that lawsuit of the motorcycle. So other than that, Chris can't even justify, since she's been home, them arguing if you haven't talked to her. So
Right.
where's the justification for this?
Right. And then there's always night. I think Colombia is only like an hour behind, maybe two,
Uh-huh.
depending on where I know I'm in Michigan, so I know they're like, I think hour or 2 hours behind us.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, they can talk at night, because is she working at night? I'm sure she's not. With all
Even
that narcolepsy she got going on and everything else.
even still, she didn't have a problem before she went to Colombia, whatever the time difference was, right?
Exactly.
She didn't have a
Mm-hmm.
problem wanting to be married and bringing the wedding dresses and the wedding shoes and all the other stuff.
Right.
So that's on Chris right there. And like I said, for me personally, not speaking for anyone else, I just am under the assumption there's something else going on. It just is. She's giving not being completely honest. That
Mm-hmm.
energy is not there for me. Do
Right.
do you feel the same?
I agree. I
Mhm.
agree.
All right. So let's move to Gabe and Isabel. Listen, I got so many problems with this. I'm still rooting for them, but I got so many problems with Gabe and his not having his paperwork together at all times. Because one, you're trans. Two, you're trans. And three, you're trans. And you got to prove who you are at all times. And then to be in another country and go to the lawyer and just guess that you can just get married. You can't get married in the United States with just an ID. You need your birth certificate.
You do.
And so he's talking about to the lawyer, oh, well, you don't have everything, but that's missing because they kept my documents. From 10 years ago, you never thought that this was important.
And kept your documents. You
Another,
lost some documents.
right, as important as that is, right, to prove who you are, another person make that make sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Make it make sense. I just can't. That is as unbelievable as Jen getting a 30-day visa. You could have knocked me over with a feather when I saw that. I was like, he can't be serious.
So, a passport is only good for 10 years.
Correct.
Okay. So I know when I got my passport, I had to show my ID.
Yep.
And a copy of my birth certificate.
Right.
They kept my birth certificate.
Right.
But when I got my passport, and then 2 days later, I got my birth certificate in the mail.
Right.
Because, they send it back to you.
Yes.
How do you get a passport and an ID that says male, but your birth certificate says female?
Right.
So,
how did? Yeah.
Make it make sense.
Make sense. There's that don't go together. But exactly, Sharon. Gabe, dumb. Right. I mean, yes. But he's trying to explain this to the lawyer, and the lawyer's like, no, we need it to say male. And I'm thinking, he knows this too. I think maybe he's just trying to keep Isabel around. But Isabel, since she's learned he's trans and he has this new lifestyle, I don't see her going nowhere. So I don't think that's such a big deal, right?
I think they're going to make it. The kids love him. Her parents love him. The dad gave him, the blessing. I just think that he was careless. I think honestly, he said, I didn't think this was ever going to happen. Why did I ever think I was going to need this stuff? But you still need this stuff.
You still need that stuff. Health
Yeah.
insurance purposes, everything. You need to make sure if you're transitioning one way to the other, everything needs to match. And you need to make sure everything matches and keep it in a safe place at all times.
All times. Mm-hmm.
I was just like, Gabe. Yeah, so there's a little something, a little fishy to that story too, because they don't go together. So, did you have anything else to add to their story?
No, I just wonder how long it's going to take him to get that stuff because he's on limited time.
That's right. He did say, and another thing too, he's like, oh, I could go home to Miami and then come right back. I'm like, who gets their documents like a week or two later? It takes a long time to get some documents.
Yeah. And to make sure they're correct. I mean, unless you want to pay up the wazoo and get them overnighted, it's going to cost. I mean, overnight ain't still, it still may be 2 days, 2 or 3 days.
Yes, but think about this though. If he hadn't had the correct paperwork in 10 years, that means it's lost in the sauce and the shuffle somewhere. So he's going to have to start with square one. There's no, oh, can I get this expedited? No, because 10 years ago, how many piles of paper and who may have left and gone and all this other stuff. Looking for your stuff specifically. So, yeah, I just was sitting there just shaking my head like, no. But anyway, all right. So let's move to my girl Debbie and Ossama. Today's the day Debbie meets Ossama's parents and his sister. Surprisingly, they come across very accepting.
Yeah.
I was surprised at that because I was just like thinking maybe like a Jenny Submit kind of thing. Like, what's she doing here? Why you bring her over? Debbie was nervous, of course, which she should be because, meeting the parents and, she's concerned about the age difference.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, why are you concerned about the age difference when you already know what the age difference is?
Right.
So there's either something you have to accept. If they don't accept you, is he still be in the relationship? Because she moved all her stuff to Morocco, regardless if it was we accept you or not. So that's the part that I was missing with Debbie's point. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, he didn't tell his parents that she was moving over there permanently, and he's expecting her to do it. So he wants her to do all the dirty work. And it's like, dude, if this is I hate to say this your woman because it's like your granny, but it's like if this is who you want to be with, you need to tell them because they're not knowing. So they don't think that they're going to go as far. They just think, oh, this is a fling for him. And if he likes her, but in those cultures, they want basically a Moroccan woman to have that baby, to carry out that name and keep the bloodline going.
Right.
I don't think Miss Debbie gonna do that. I don't think she gonna keep
strike 1, 2, and 3 in your entire comment. There's no more babies. She's not Moroccan, and so there we go. But Sharon says yes, they do seem accepting, but want him to go to the U.S.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He definitely wants a green card.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's
definitely.
That's the point. To me, I mean, a lot. Well, I'm gonna say it's about 50-50, probably a little bit more on either side. Would like an eventual green card because you're with your American partner, to come travel back and forth. So I think that's the goal. I'm not saying it's the goal for everybody.
Not for everyone.
But but I agree with that too. Now, when Debbie asked the parents how old they are, you notice the mom, I know Ossama said his mother was quiet and shy, but she gave a mean side eye. She was like,
oh, you my husband's age, so I got to look at you.
So, what? His dad is 68.
Yes.
And she's 67. She's like, oh, so you're the old man. I'm thinking, Debbie, listen, 1 year makes no difference. Only when you're a baby. You know what I'm saying? Those milestones only hit when you're a toddler. Other than that, you're the same age. You're the same period.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
So, but one thing that Osama's father said in confessional, and I typed it out, it says, Osama's dad said, age was never a block between two people who love each other. What actually matters is how these two get along in their way of thinking. He said, at first it was weird, but when I noticed that he likes her through their phone calls, I accepted the situation and decided to make him make his own call. I gave him full freedom. There is nothing I can do about it. So
that's what he's saying now.
You said that's what he's saying now. You think it's going to change?
If he's the only son, absolutely. You know, in those cultures, even sometimes in our culture, they want a boy to carry out that name. Mm-hmm. So they're going to want because the daughter can't, because she's going to take the husband's name.
Right.
So he's saying that now. It looks cute now. Mm-hmm. What's going to happen in the future?
That makes sense. That makes sense, because Debbie is past the age of having a baby. So you're right.
Just a year or two.
Right. Oh, he's the old man. Just a year or two. Right. Yeah. So what do you think is going to happen when Ossama tells his parents that Debbie's moved there for good? Because Debbie is nervous about that. I think she's happy that they are accepting of her, but she's a little bit more apprehensive that Ossama hasn't told his parents, not just she's moved there, but they're going to be staying with them.
Exactly. So, that's when the tables are going to turn.
Interesting. Mm-hmm. You think it's going to be mainly the dad, or since the mom? You think the mom or the sister? Because the sister had a little bit more conversation for Debbie. The mom, I don't recall her saying anything.
She didn't say nothing. But but then again, in that culture, women don't speak unless spoken to.
Okay, you're right. Mm-hmm.
So that could be a reason. But then you have a woman coming here that's my age, that my husband probably could be looking at as well.
An American woman.
Exactly.
Okay, I see your point on that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because even though I feel that Ossama is more honest with Debbie, I still think because of his youth and him telling her from the very beginning, listen, you could stay here for a month or two, then go back. I don't think he's come back off his stance of her going back. You know what I'm saying? I don't think so. I think it's okay temporarily for now. And I think he's saying the things that maybe Debbie wants to hear from now, but I don't see it long term. I don't. What do you think?
And I'm glad Debbie got her her finances in order so that he can't take anything.
Yeah.
If something happens.
Because I think Debbie, without her sons pushing, probably would have did that. I think she probably would have slid Ossama some money. I personally think she's giving him some anyways.
Oh, yeah, of course.
She says she hasn't, but I don't believe that. All right. So let's move to, I'll save them for last. Let's go to Danielle and Johan. Well, okay, first of all, I'm glad that Danielle has recognized that they've been fighting since she's been there, because we see it every
episode. All they do.
That's all they do. So today's Johan's birthday. So before she goes out and does whatever, she got a coconut and kicking around the room so she could get peace and whatever. Listen, whatever you subscribe to, your spirituality, whatever, okay, that's on you. But Johan, she knows that Johan is not here for all this stuff. He already thinks that she's practicing witchcraft, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's funny, every time he looked at her, he's just like, what is she doing now? Like, what is wrong with her? She tells him that, she's cleansing the room, and he kind of like, appeases her a little bit, trying to like, okay, well, let me kick it too, right?
And they showed his feet. I was like, what in the hell?
I saw his feet, but men's feet don't usually be, nice looking anyway. So I gave him a pass on that. But I don't know. I just think, Danielle said that she knows that they're not getting along because she wants him to meet her ex. I really wish they would meet already. I mean, it's only been like 4 episodes since they talked about it.
Right.
And so want to know why Danielle feels that Johan should be just so accepting of her and this ex of hers.
I would never. It's disrespectful. I would never introduce somebody that I was in a relationship with and, went there with to any significant other that I have.
Right.
It's just a level of respect. And I know she would not be happy if he did that to her.
I don't think
at
so.
all.
No, not at all. And you know what? Since it's his birthday, she said she planned a surprise party and doing all these other things. So from what I've seen a couple of weeks ago, and I think we all seen too, if you recall, the ex is going to be at the party. And I'm still trying to figure out why they showed they show the clips like when they first talked about it. Like,
okay,
why does she feel like this is okay for her ex to be at the party to meet Johan? Like, you're forcing something on him he don't want, first of all, and second of all, at his birthday.
Yeah, is that when he was talking about that she just likes the big peen?
Yes.
Okay.
It's his birthday night celebration, so we're finally getting here, and I'm like, that is so disrespectful.
Yeah,
so disrespectful, and
no, I'm sorry.
No, I'm about to say she just don't act. She acts like she doesn't see why this is disrespectful. Yeah. And I don't understand why she don't understand why this is disrespectful to her. But
remember what she said when she was in that bakery? And she said, I wasn't going to leave until he gave me what I want. And I always get what I want.
Yes.
So you're going to get what you want. All right. And that's why he's going to say what he said and disrespect you, in front of this dude.
Right. So we've seen multiple scenes because every episode leading up to it is that scene with the ex, and then Danielle crying, talking about, oh, my love, she pulled a Nicola and Mahmoud, I would never do anything wrong, But again, like, even if take the Dominican out of the equation. So when you were at home in New York, your other exes thought this was also okay. I don't know one ex that would think that this is okay. I don't, so let me read a comment. Sharon says, Danielle always throws in his face about what she's done for him, being a Karen. That's a good point.
Yeah.
That's an excellent point. So, but I did get a laugh when Danielle was at that bakery, though, picking out a cake. What bakery says that, oh, we don't decorate after these hours? You can't just like put a little extra frosting on it or something. I've never heard that before, so I hope that cake don't get smashed in her face. But bring on this episode we've been waiting on, so we can see how it really goes down.
Right.
So
right.
And why would I'm just curious to know, and hopefully he answers the question, why her ex would feel comfortable with coming.
Yeah. Unless he's being messy.
Right. Unless he's being messy. Right. So, all right. Last but not least, Jen and Rishi.
So over the season because they're like all just like, I want to smack them all.
So Jen decided to confront Rishi after the spa day in the shower, talking about,
can I just stop you really quick?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
How long ago was that picture taken when he's all ripped up and then he in there looking? Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna say yes, right. Because I said the same thing. Because he's not heavy at all. He's got like a little teeny belly going on. He's not like 12 packing it anymore. So
he jugging it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but we all have the pictures we like the best and keep those on our phone. So maybe that's what that is. I'm gonna send you,
right.
In case. But so she's trying to, get him to say why he's sending those pictures and everything, and then takes his phone and sees pictures of roses being sent back and forth. But the killer part is she can't read the text because it's in Hindi. I've been like, can you hit the translate app for me so I can see what's being said? Miss 2 master's degree. How come she didn't think of saying that? I don't have two master's degree, and I know to say that, right?
Right. Right.
Because
Right.
it's not just like a message or two. It's he's scrolling through. It's a book. I
Yeah.
was like, this is still on your phone for so. Now I'm jumping a little bit ahead. So even though later when he's talking to her friends, he's talking about, oh, I just delete these. Well, if you deleted them, why are they in your phone? Is he trying to say he gets like hundreds of messages every day? What you think?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because
He's being he's showing her that phone. He got another phone somewhere.
you listen, I think he does too. I truly think he does too. And we're gonna hold the thought on the phone though. So then Jen says later after all that, and she, she takes his excuse, but she's not feeling his excuse, right? So then she's on the way to the airport because her friends Randy and Myra are coming to see what's up with their friend. Those are some good friends right there. Those are
Right.
some really good friends.
Yeah.
First of all, they talk about you. I know Jasmine Show says you need some friends to put you in the right direction.
You do.
But you do. But there's something just about these is like told necessarily need an I told you so kind of friend. You need them to have your back, but not like, see, girl, we told you. We've flown everywhere around. We even saw you get married to someone we didn't like. That's what they said. I was like,
Right. In Jamaica or something. Or they said that because she's like, this is the second time we flew around the world to see her, and they flew 3 days.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So they don't seem like the type of friends, like I said, to have your back. They just seem like type of friends that's like, I told you so, just trying to like throw it back in her face. You don't need those kind of friends, in my opinion, right? So when she picked up those friends from the airport, I think they had a humbling experience when they came to India, because India is not Jamaica.
It's not.
Read between the lines on that one, not talking about it, but it's not Jamaica.
Going through them streets, somebody threw up on her and going down the street. Did you see that one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I sure did. Because they showed it back in slow-mo. Let me see. Sharon, you said I didn't realize she'd been married before. Yes, she has. That's why her brother, Sharon, is like, she's had these ups and downs with all these relationships, and that's part of the problem. So Sharon, you're correct when you just said a moment ago, the girl is not smart.
She's not.
She don't make good decisions.
No.
Herself. But Jen's friends are here to confront Rishi. I mean, they claim they said they're seeing how the girl is doing, but they're just trying to see like where she's living. You know what I'm saying? I think they really talk about her behind her back. I think her friends are being
absolutely.
You know how she's living, how her relationship is, because Jen has been back for about 5 months, so I'm sure she probably talked to them about not feeling good about where things are in her relationship with Rishi, right? So when they go to have dinner later, I'm skipping the little cocktail hour that they had because they weren't really talking about anything. So, hey, Dolores, how you doing?
Hey, Dolores.
I think that's when we go back to the phone thing, Tamika. That's where I think that he has two different phones. Because when Randy, the blonde, the most outspoken friend, was saying, so, I mean, you sent me these pictures, just going ham on him. And Reese had his regular answer, right? Like he was ready for the answer. And I'm thinking, see, if Jen didn't talk to him after the spa to be like, oh, so you sent this picture of my friend and why you sent these girls and what's this in your phone?
Right.
Then Rishi wouldn't have known to be like, oh, no. I sent it pretty much to be nice. And, but, if they take it too far, I block them. He's like, oh, here, see? I'm like, no. He was already prepared. He was already prepared in my mind. What do you think? And what do you think?
Oh, absolutely. He was already prepared. And then then he was like, oh, I knew this was your friend. And I thought that they was playing tricks on me. Or why didn't you just say, hey, why is your friend sending me trying to meet me or trying to do this? Right. So yeah, he's definitely up to no good.
And how would he know that's her friend? I know that Jen told him before when she came back home that, about the catfish thing. They had a FaceTime conversation about it. But how did he know that was her friend? Because her friend used a different profile. So how would he know that?
Exactly.
So yeah, but the friends were like, "Oh, well, just because he showed the phone, then maybe he don't have nothing to hide." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Really?
Hmm.
They fell for the okey doke just
They
that
did. They fell for the banana in the tailpipe.
I don't. I no. Jen has to be smarter than this. She already knows in her heart that the family is looking for someone for him to marry. She already knows in her heart that he's a ladies' man or is a model, and ladies are attracted to him based on the pictures he's got on his profile.
Hmm.
She already has suspicions of him maybe being flirtatious and talking to other women who aren't her based off the first conversation she had with her friends before she came back.
Right.
So I'm just kind of curious to know why she feels like everything is okay now, and so do her friends, because he showed her his deleted messages on right on his other phone.
And then she just found out that he has seen some of the women and he's rejected them.
Yes, and there was even a conversation that had just
Hmm.
recently popped up talking about I'm in London and something else,
Yeah.
right? She's just
Yeah.
like, oh, did you?
Hmm.
Oh, no, I don't want to take it too far. Come
Right.
on.
Right. And I think his friend's been talking to Baba, which is what's her name?
Danielle.
Danielle's spiritual advisor, because he said you gotta wait till August. And I'm like, August, why? And because of the moon and the stars are lined up or whatever.
Mhm.
But I'm just like, yeah, he still ain't told them, because he's doing a summit, just how Summit did and didn't want to tell, you
Right.
know. But
Mhm.
Summit didn't want to tell because he was already married. And that
Right.
was why. But yeah, he know he's gonna get ostracized from the family.
Yes. So when the moon, the stars, or whatever his astrology pattern lines up, that's what he's waiting for. But she has been with him for 3 years. So is it like the year of the? I know in Asian cultures, it's the year of the moon, a rat or dog or whatever,
Hmm.
based on their calendar. I'm not sure if
If
people
the
who,
Indians do that, the
yeah, I'm not
Indian
sure.
culture, yeah, I'm not sure.
Uh huh. Because to me, that would be the only explanation as to why that she would believe that story. Because
Right.
otherwise, it's like, what are we waiting for? So I think Jen and Rishi have a problem based off the fact that he's not telling his parents and she knows about it. I
Right.
do think that he's eventually going to tell them. I thought I saw that clip earlier in the season that he tells them.
Hmm.
Did you see
Yeah.
that?
Yes, I did
Okay.
see that.
I that would probably be like the cliffhanger before the tell-all, you know.
Probably. Hmm.
And I wonder if the parents say he has to get arranged marriage if Jen would stay. She gives me she gives me the energy like she would stay anyways. Like, are you sure I'll be your friend kind of thing, or do you think she'll hightail
Hmm.
it home? Because she knows her family is tired of her going back and forth. If her friends are tired, her family is tired too.
I think she's going to want to try to stay and not go home, because then she's going to have to admit that she was wrong and all of this, and he used her.
Okay, that's a good point.
Hmm.
So, okay, so now to wrap this up, do we think before we talk about the tell-all, do you think Debbie will find out next episode that the family may or may not want her there, or do we think the family will be okay with her staying there for a little while long she contributes? What do you think? That's a hard one to judge.
That's hard. Yeah. I think that but I did see the previews for next week's episode when he said, I want to go to America, because that's his end game. He
Hmm.
want to go to America, get his green card, and bye bye Debbie.
Okay. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
where would he go at first? Well, he may have family in America. You never know. So we'll see. All right.
They'll always find a community. Yeah. They'll
So,
always find a community.
right. Okay. So back up to Gabe and Isabel. Now, how long do we think it's going to take for Gabe to get his paperwork together? And do you feel Isabel will wait on him? And do you think that this will change her parents' mind a little bit because he doesn't have all his paperwork.
No, I think she's gonna wait for him. I
Okay.
absolutely think she's gonna wait for him, and I think that I think her parents are gonna be okay with it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they genuinely like him, and the
Yeah,
kids like him too.
I think so too, but I just don't see him doing a. Is
No,
it
not within 30 days, because he said we got to get married within 30 days. You're not
right
going to get that within 30 days.
now? His tourist visa expires in that time, so he has to go home or they get married. Right? His tourist
Yeah.
visa.
Yes.
Or was he saying his visa in general expires? Which one? I didn't catch which
I
one he said.
think it's I think it's his visa. I think it's his visa, overall, because
Okay.
he can reapply in 6 months. Or maybe that is a tourist visa.
Uh.
And then you can go back in 6 months, because he said he has to wait 6 months before he can go back again.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Dolores says you're right, Tamika. They will always find a community.
I'm in
Mhm.
Michigan, and let me tell you, there's so many, and and I like them all because I always ask questions because I don't know. So
Right.
because I never want to be disrespectful to their culture. So I
Right.
always got to ask questions like, why y'all do this? Like, they in Ramadan. So I'm like, do the kids participate in Ramadan? What do y'all do? I don't know. And
Right.
so the girl's like, no, they don't. They do
Oh.
eat. Yeah. I
Oh,
didn't know
okay.
that.
I didn't know it either. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
And then Chris and Jamie, do you think that Chris is going to cut Jamie off completely? And do you think that Jamie's going to possibly hang on or reach back out to the person in Texas? What do we think?
I think Jamie already reached out to that person in Texas.
Right, because the first
Yeah.
time was 30 days, right?
Right, because you see, she told her friend, like, I'm gonna hear her, but she gotta listen to me too. And I'm like, okay,
Right.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
pull your bra straps up, girl. Talk to her and tell her. But
Yeah. And Chris, I mean, that okay, so I get the medication thing. Yeah, so you get a refill, you take it over. I get that.
yeah, but are you gonna have to keep getting it? Because you can't. You got to keep getting it,
Right.
and I'm sure they're not gonna ship it, and you have to be there to get it.
Right. I agree. And because that motorcycle thing isn't what's actually keeping her there is the
Hmm.
prescription and knowing she needs surgery. I think that's another thing that's keeping her back
Yeah,
too. And something else again that we don't know about because you just can't tell me there's nothing else. Well, I mean, like I said, this season we saw 3 people go home. That was the most we saw. Gabe
yeah,
go
yeah.
home, Jen go home, and Chris go home, and only one has come back. Listen, Jen
Hmm.
was determined to come back, weren't you? I didn't think she was coming back, but she came back.
Right, right. And we already heard that Jamie said that if Chris didn't come back, that she's gonna sell all her stuff.
That's true. And you know what? Maybe this is another reason why Jamie. I know she wasn't comfortable in telling her family that she was out, but this is just confirms the reason why she wasn't comfortable saying anything else anyways, because imagine
Hmm.
telling your parents you're out at this age, no matter what age you are. They're already not about the lifestyle, but they accept it. You get married, and then your wife turns around to go home like 2 days later.
Right.
How does that look? So,
Yeah. Yeah.
anyways, all right. So the sneak peek was on the tell-all last night, everybody.
Okay.
Now the outfits and the drama that's upcoming. Debbie's a showstopper. She's in her hot pink feathers and green boots. Let me find.
Looking like an AKA.
I need a hot pink something at Party City by the time this tell-all come on. Because I already got a fan.
She
I'm gonna be
looking like an
Jen is telling Rishi, tell them something right now while he's visibly crying. And his parents are also back on the video call as well. So it's got Rishi boohoo crying and his parents sitting off to the right, just looking like,
So
So
maybe he's gonna tell them there.
I think so. Either he's going to tell them there, or Rishi has told his parents that he has accepted that arranged marriage and told Jen. And
And
Jen wants him to tell America what happened. So it's one of the two. Either way,
Oh.
it's gonna be some drama. I'm ready for it.
Or
But
he told his parents yes, and then he told Jen, like, I told them yes, but I'm not gonna go through with it. And
right.
that's why he cried. Woo!
Yeah, because
Okay.
he's broke down. He's not just like regular tear down the eye. He's broke down crying. Like
Oh,
you know,
okay.
his snot in his shirt and everything. So and then also too, Johan is backstage because Danielle is at the tell-all. Johan is backstage saying, why does she have keep pictures of her ex in the house? I know they had sex and everything, but why is the ex who we haven't seen yet sitting on the tell-all with Danielle?
Wait a
Okay.
minute. Where the pictures at? They at the house she at now? That she's sharing with him?
Yes, yes, yes. And then, like I said, the ex is on stage with Danielle. So Danielle come to New York, left Johan DR, sit next to her ex on the tell-all. And when Johan said that, Sean said, sounds like you're still interested in your ex. Are you, Danielle? And Danielle gave the then it cut to the next person. I said, you got to be killing me. You are pulling my leg. I know you lying, Danielle. It's bad enough we haven't seen that birthday scene yet, and Johan and the ex, we don't even know his name yet. Talks about eggplant pics, but he's got the nerve to be sitting at the tell-all. Oh my goodness!
Wow.
Yes,
Messy.
messy. Danielle is messy, messy,
Yes.
messy. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then Gabe is backstage talking about he's not a fan of Chris and thinks that everything she says is full of baloney and feels like she's using her medical condition as a crutch. Talk about, oh, my narcolepsy. I said, now, Gabe, you don't be talking about people. But he's right, though. Something
She gonna fall asleep on stage.
They'll edit that out, though.
They're gonna be talking. She gonna be like,
so she might do that on purpose, too. Whatever energy Chris is giving the other couples on the tell-all is the same energy she's given to us on camera. For Gabe, who doesn't even seem like he's into drama, is saying how much he doesn't feel the vibe with Chris and what she's talking about is some BS. Oh, that says a lot. I'm here for it. Yes. Gabe has also changed his look. He may have already had this tattoo, but I don't think so. It looks like a tattoo of a compass on his head because he got his head shaved, and he's got rings in his ears, to extend the ear level. That's what he's like these days. So
okay.
Mm-hmm. Also backstage, Nicole is calling Mahmoud. Mahmoud is seen on video going just like this. I want to see what the poop they want now. I said, who, Mahmoud? Mahmoud, you coming through with the energy, act like you about to with somebody? Oh.
He dropped his he
dropped his honey love sugar pie.
Okay.
And Nicole is backstage crying, talking about, okay, my love. I said, what has gone on?
So tired of her with that, my love.
Yes, but every clip I see with Mahmoud, he's trying to bring it on with, I don't know who he's talking to, whether it be to Nicole or whoever on that stage. But Mahmoud is not here for the nonsense. Now, let me also say what Nicole looks like. She got on a gold bangle necklace around her neck, a red dress with her arms out. So maybe that set him off.
Please, Nicole, get some cleavage up in there so you can really make him mad.
Yes, so he's got a lot of chutzpah coming on Mahmoud. So yeah, bring on the tell-all. I'm waiting on it because I think we're ready for the tell-all because this is going to be the most drama we've seen all season.
Right, I'm gonna look for it. I'm about to look for it. Look for the trailer.
Yes, go back to the trailer because it is everything. I watched that trailer 3 times. I was like, what? So everyone is backstage. That's over in the countries, and everybody who's American is in New York with Sean, which I find very interesting. So, because I would have thought if anybody was still with their person, it would have been Danielle, but she's on the stage with her ex, like I said. But hey, I guess we'll find out why and what his name is next week.
Right.
All right.
And
So
is he brown? Is he brown or not?
He looks like he might be from the Dominican or an island, maybe Puerto Rican or something. He doesn't look like he is Caucasian.
Okay.
So he looks like he's something or from somewhere, or his family is something or somewhere, something like that. So
it's gonna be interesting.
Yes. So that was the end of this episode. Now, tonight, or if you watch it tomorrow, is 90 Day Fiance Love in Paradise. I will be live for that tomorrow because I can't wait to see what Lydia and the other family, Chantel, have got to say. And they got the nerve calling the kettle black to be on this show with their mama. That's all I gotta say.
Over them.
So I'm here for it. So I'll be live tomorrow and I will drop that link later tonight. So please, everybody, if you're interested, follow and join in. So thank you so much. I appreciate it. Did you have any last words, ma'am?
No, that was it. You covered it all as always.
Okay. So maybe I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, I'm on. I saw it recording, so when I be at work acting like I'm working, I be watching all my shows.
Busy pretending to work. I know. Me too.
Yes. So, yep. I'll be watching my shows, but yeah, I'll be on.
Same time tomorrow. We'll be here to talk about all of that foolishness. I already seen some clips from the season going forward, and it's a mess. We got two Valentines we're going to talk about too. Two Valentines. Let me see. There's one more comment. Oh, have a good evening too, Sharon. Hopefully I can see you back.
Have a good one.
Everybody else. So good night, everyone. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Good night.